Hi, everyone. I haven't done a live in so long, and I thought, I have a couple of minutes, and I thought I would come and say hi to everybody. It's been so long. Hi, Aussie Queen. Hi, Hens. I'm so glad you're here. How's everybody doing? I don't have that much time today, unfortunately. My pup, she eats in 30 minutes. I'm sorry. So in about 30 minutes, I have to jump off so I can feed my little princess. But oh my goodness, look at what a turnout. Hi, Andrea and Princess Carol. Hi, Chef Girl Julianne. Hi, Carol. Hi, Lindsay. How's everybody doing? It's been so long. I know. I think it's been, I don't know, about a month. Yeah, enough time to catch up with all of you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So, let's think. What can I share with all of you? Oh, thank you. Yes, please like the stream. I'm sorry. Please like the screen. Oh my goodness. So I've been upgrading my equipment, and Sue Smith has also been doing it. So we've been kind of on this journey, and I think that's why I said screen, because I've been looking at screens and trying to fix screens, and it's a it's a thrill, but things are falling into place. Hi, Linda from Chicago. My friend is actually there for a conference right now in Chicago. Let's see, did I miss anybody? Hi, Kate. Thanks for being here. I'm so close to 50K, everybody. I think I'm 750 subscribers away. Only 750, less than 1,000. A scream from Montecito. Yeah, it totally could be. Someone was just asking about the job search. It's tough. It's so it's tough, it's exhausting. I did walk away from it the last couple of days, and I've actually been able to create more content by doing that. Yes, Carol, thank you. So Carol is reminding everyone to please, in lieu of super chats, to please, oh my goodness, it's been so long that I've done this that I'm like blanking on the words I need to say. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put up, here we go. The National Domestic Violence Hotline. There we go. So, in lieu of super chats and super stickers, if you could please donate to the National Domestic Violence Hotline. Their information is right here on the screen. It should also be in the description of this video of the live. And hopefully you don't need to contact them, but if you do, they have all these ways listed here to reach out to them: text, chat, or call. So yeah, there it is. Hi, Fiend from Windsor. Hi, Ryan. Kate says, my brother was out of a job for nearly a year. Just got a job today. That's excellent. Congratulations. I'm so excited. That's amazing. I'm so happy for your brother. It takes such an emotional toll on you, trying to, sending out all these applications, and when they respond, if it's not then you're getting a ton of, I don't want to say rejection, okay, like that, it's just not a right fit. So you get a lot of emails that it's just not a right fit. And yeah, it's hard. It's bees these days. Yeah, it's tough. Hence it is. Cheerio. I like how you say that. Hi, K-Mac. So I don't really have anything planned for today. I just thought we'd just have a chat. Um, Lisa's asking, have you seen the story about Thomas Markle stuck in a building after a hurricane? Lisa, I haven't. I watched Dan Wooten's episode yesterday, when Samantha Markle was on, and the panic that I felt coming from Samantha, like, urgent situation. And my understanding was that it was an earthquake and that there could have been aftershocks, but I might be wrong about that. Aussie's saying it was an earthquake. It's I'm getting chills like saying it because what I'm going to say sounds so unbelievable and cold, but Megan doesn't care. You can't make someone care. She doesn't care. And it's so sad. Like my eyes are watering saying that. Like, how could someone have those sorts of feelings? I just don't know. And we know how we know what drives Megan. It's fame, power, money. And she doesn't feel she can get any of those from Thomas Markle. So what, and the same with all of, this trail of friendships and these trail of relationships she's left behind. The other day, I did a video because there was an article and the title was "What's Silencing Megan" or something along those lines, about how she's not speaking out about anything. And it's the same thing. It serves no benefit to her. It might actually cause harm to her. So she's not going to say anything. Yeah. Oh, let's see. Hens, I just saw your comment. Hen says, I'm still waiting to hear from the VA for a job, but yeah. Well, I hope everything works out. I hope the government shutdown doesn't last too long. But yeah, the quake was a 6.5. GM says that's strong. Hen says she has no need for Thomas, so she's wrote him off. It breaks my heart. Ryan is saying, RV, just want to say I love your channel so much. My dad is a narc and you've opened my eyes to some of the things he's done. I'm sorry to hear, Ryan, that your dad is a narc, and I'm glad that this channel helps um, kind of put names to the behaviors. And I try also to give people tips on how to handle it. And it's funny, whenever I make these videos and I'm putting these tips, I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm not even I'm the one putting this video together. And I know that if I'm in that moment, I don't know if I'm going to remember these tips. But I think it's helpful to kind of have a plan. And, I'm getting goosebumps again. There is this, sometimes parents have done a lot of damage to their children. And the reason I'm saying that is sometimes an earthquake like this could happen and a child could not want to contact their parent, for whatever reason, and we don't know what that is. So what I'm saying about Megan being cold and not caring, I'm assuming, right? I'm assuming based on reports, based on people that have come forward, that Megan's dad did everything for her. Um, and I'm also like, I'm taking that information and I'm adding to that Megan's history of, relationships that she's destroyed in her wake. And that's how I'm coming to that conclusion that she's cold. I always do want to say, though, I don't know her personally. I don't know what has happened, you know, in the behind closed doors. Just the evidence points me to one way. I never want to be so um, certain about something that I don't pay attention to new facts as they come forward. So that's just kind of how I feel about that. Um, Lisa says, I don't understand how Samantha's first thought is to go to the media. Sometimes when in the middle of a panic, the things we do may not be rational. And I know not really now, I want to say, but before I came to realize all the things I realized, whenever something terrible would happen, it felt like if I could just go talk to other people and I could get validated that what has happened is wrong because I didn't trust my own instinct. I did that. And I wonder if some of that is what Samantha's doing, but again, I don't know her. Yeah, I don't know. And the flip side of that is, Lisa, that Megan is not answering Samantha's phone calls. So maybe Samantha thought, this is the only way I can get a message over to Megan. Megan, our dad needs help. Help him. You have the means to do it. So that could be part of it too. Let's see. Helps catch it for sure. Oh, thank you. I'm glad it helps. How can Markle be blamed for an earthquake? She can only be blamed for the way she treats her dad. Is that what Samantha did? Blame for the earthquake? I didn't hear that. I think she said something along the lines of, I don't want to misquote, um, that if the falling out between Megan and her dad hadn't happened, that her dad wouldn't be in the Philippines and then an earthquake wouldn't have happened. And this is a domino effect, right? Like it's like saying, okay, well, if I didn't do X, Y, or Z, then, all of these other things may not have happened the way that they did. You don't know for sure though, right? Hi, Nightbird. Yeah, yeah, it's heart-wrenching for the parent of a narc, and it's heart-wrenching for a child of a narc, right? Oh, thank you, Disfan. Disfan is saying, as someone who had a strong relationship with my dad, it pains me to see the type of treatment Megan has done to him. Absolutely, Disfan. And for me, my dad passed away in 2022. So I think that's why I'm getting all these goosebumps, like as we're talking, because there isn't an opportunity to go back and talk to him, to my dad, right? And seeing other people have this option of reconnecting and fixing it, assuming that these are healthy relationships and it was just a falling out, it hurts. It hurts. Like when I see Harry talk about like that BBC interview he did, I think it was in May, and the way he was talking about his dad, I was crying watching that because I'm like, dude, you don't even realize, number one, how skewed your perception is of everything that's happening here. And number two, your dad has cancer. And that, it takes a second before it gets bad. And never mind no, I think cancer, it's a good thing to keep in mind because they've already said it's incurable, right? Like, this is a dangerous situation and it's a gamble. Every day that Harry doesn't speak to his dad, he is gambling any future peace that he could have, meaning Harry. Um, in my opinion, let's see, can someone explain about all of these crowns that appear? But I don't know what it means. Thank you very much. Oh, so I can't see the crowns, I think, because I'm on another website streaming, but maybe the crowns are in the YouTube on YouTube. Do you all see it? Hen says, and she's gotten to know Dan Wooten, so it makes sense. Yeah. Lori says, I read Princess Anne went to Ukraine and met with Zelensky, but she got picked and went and seen Wounded Warriors where Harry went also. I did see that in passing, but I didn't like read too much. Disfan, thank you again. Disfan says he's in the same group as the king and soon will be the late queen and Prince Philip. I don't understand how Meghan could be like this. I don't understand it either. It's hilarious. My one of the big things I talk to my mom about these days is Meghan Markle. Like my mom, she'll call me and she'll be like, "What happened today with her?" And it's just so. We both say the same. Like, how could this be? And then I tell my mom, I'm like, look, isn't this just like how my stepmom behaves? And my mom's like, yeah, they're the same. So it's so unfortunate, but there are people like this and they're among us. And I was saying, and I said it in the video I posted earlier today, how lucky we are that they all follow the same playbook because you know what to expect, you know how to defend yourself against it. Um, but yeah, I don't understand it at all. Disfan. Disfan says again, thank you so much. Disfan says, but it doesn't surprise me. Yeah, it doesn't. Uh, Lori says she meant have a heart and help their dad. Yeah. Okay. Carol is saying it's about chatting and donating money to YouTube. Is that what the crown is, Carol? I haven't checked. And then there's this other thing that's been happening that people are saying that they're hyping my videos. So thank you, everyone who's been hyping my videos. I'm not sure what it means, but I appreciate it so much. Hi, Kristen. I'm glad you're here. Ryan says, I wonder if Megan will ever take responsibility for herself and the evil she's committed. If she'll atone and apologize. I doubt it, but my humanity hopes she does someday. And that's the conflict, right, Ryan? Like we always hope. Um, we always hope. But then sometimes that hope is damaging to us, right? That hope is almost like not looking at the evidence in big picture. I don't know how to say it. Like I do hope that one day she will, but history and watching her has shown that I don't think she will. I don't think and I don't think she will is because I don't think she feels there's a problem. In order to recognize that there's a problem, I mean, in order to acknowledge the problem, sorry, I'm getting all mixed up here. But in order to fix the problem, she needs to recognize there's a problem. And I think she's deflecting all of the responsibility onto other people. Her life has ended up this way because of these other people or because of I don't know, how she was born or what city she grew up. Oh, I mean, all this excuse about it's a California thing. That gets me so angry because I'm in California and I don't know how many things that you could say Megan is doing that is a California thing. Like, stop using that as an excuse. Hi, Lottie. Thanks for being here. She's like Blake, Ryan, and Amber, unapologetically terrible people. Yeah. Narcissists don't have empathy like normal people. Exactly, Carol. Markle doesn't have the power over other countries or to send helicopters. It's up to the rescue services who get out of a building. I totally see that, Lisa, and perhaps, I mean, I'm just guessing here, but perhaps Samantha was so worried and emotional that although, yes, Megan doesn't have the power, but she has influence. So perhaps she could have influenced people to go help. Um, I mean, I don't know exactly what Samantha was thinking. Like, I don't know her. I don't know what was going through her mind, but I would venture to guess that. And so when I was in when I first started therapy, like goodness, how many years ago was that? What is it, 2025? I want to say it was like 15 years ago. There was a certain kind of therapy I did. It's called dialectical behavioral therapy. It's amazing. Like that, it has been life-changing for me. And in one of the first things you learn is that two things that are opposite can both be true at the same time. A lot of times when this is what I learned. A lot of times when you grow up around a lot of narcissists, and then I unfortunately also married one, you have very black or white thinking. It's very difficult to see gray area. And one of the ways that you can do that is to use your what they would call the emotional mind and the logical mind. I am an emotional person. I naturally tend towards the emotional side. That's just what I do. And sometimes I need to bring logic into the situation. And what my therapist used to make me do is she would say, okay, stick out your left hand and say the emotional thing, and then stick out your right hand and say the logical thing, and then put your hands together and say the sentence so that both of those opposite things can be true at the same time. So, for example, let's say I didn't want to go to work one day, right? So the emotional would be, I really don't want to go to work today. And then the logical will be, but I know, I think you have to use the word and. You have to use the word and. And I know I'm still gonna go to work today. And then there you go. There's your emotional and logic together. So I guess what I'm saying with this whole thing is that I would imagine that Samantha was an emotional mind, that she was just trying to do something and get something done. And she figured maybe there's influence. Maybe Megan can do something. Um, I don't know. Those are just my thoughts. Sorry if I talked a lot about that. Juanita says the crowns relate to commenting and how many times you comment on YouTube. Nice. Nightbird said, I believe Megan is a narcissist, but I also believe her father has some narcissistic traits, so I lose some sadness for him. Both human and Samantha were lying for Megan from the beginning. Oh, both him and Samantha were lying for Megan in the beginning. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like I haven't studied her parents enough, as Lisa says right here. HG says that they're both that both her parents are narcissists and she didn't stand a chance. I haven't studied her parents enough to be able to say that. I I feel a lot more confident in saying Megan is a narcissist, and in my opinion, she's a malignant narcissist. And that's just from observing her for so long and reading stories about her for so long. Um, as Kathy says, sorry, there is no hope. Oh, it's heartbreaking to think that, though, right? Hi, Deborah. Hi, baby grandma. Drew B says narcissists don't change for the better. Yeah, it's the hope that ends up hurting us, right? We hope that they'll get better. There will be no change, she says, as the usual boundaries that encourage healthy minds to acknowledge and change don't exist for her. Oh, Lisa, I'm sending big hugs to you, and I'm so glad that your father saved you. I'm glad you had your dad, Lisa. Oh, thank you, Carol. Carol's reminding everyone to join my other channel, Revealing the Crime. I I need to start posting on that channel, so it'll come soon. But if you could please also subscribe to my other channel. Um, Zephyr says, and she has money to pay people to go in, and I'm assuming Zephyr, you're talking about helping Thomas Markle potentially out of that hotel in the Philippines where the earthquake happened. Deborah says, the problem, in my opinion, is the industry love messy people such as the Ambers Blake, and they love it because drama sells. I could see that, Deborah. I could see that. And I think, there are certain characteristics that excel in certain professions. So I used to say that there are certain characteristics of people that end up in C-level jobs, meaning like CEOs, CFOs, COOs. And I say that because their job when they're in the C-level suite of a business is to put business over people. And there's a certain type of characteristic that, you know, you need to have in order to be able to be successful at that. I couldn't do it. Honestly, I couldn't do it because I don't know, making a decision, for example, to lay off a bunch of people, I'd be like, please no. Can we can we figure something else out? Can I deduct from my salary to keep these people working? Can we just all take 10% pay cuts and but I mean there are certain occupations that draw certain types of people. Yeah. Ryan says, I love that you have your mom in your life and to laugh about me and my stepmom. Yep, it's a blessing for sure. For sure. Uh, Kathleen says, I've learned so much from this channel as my mom is a narc. I'm sorry to hear your mom's a narc, and I'm sending big hugs. And I'm glad you're here and you're all talking. We're all talking together and you watch my videos. And I love the comments you all leave. I try to respond to as many as possible, but I do sometimes go back and look at older videos and I see that there are such great conversations that are being had. So I love that. Um, Nightbird says the only problem Megan sees is us. Remember, and she said if she could change, yeah, what she would change, and yeah, she would say that she would tell people to just stop lying. Exactly, Nightbird. Exactly. She thinks that other people are the issue. Kate says I found DBT when I was misdiagnosed with borderline, but DBT is incredible. I have to tell you, with DBT, it starts off with the most helpful, the most impactful um, techniques, I want to say. So I think I probably only got through maybe half of DBT, but in that knowledge, or learning all of that is life changing. Um, yeah, so if you can do DBT, I 100% recommend it. I think everybody could use it because I think so many of us feel like, one of the things I learned when I first started doing DBT is that it's okay to change your mind. Can you believe that? It's okay. You can change your mind. But growing up in my childhood and in my marriage, like, if you changed your mind, something was majorly wrong. You can't change. You decided that. You already said that. There's no freedom or grace for changing your mind. So, just one of the things I learned during those early days. Hi, Grandma Sherry. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Mars says, I like to say that it's not a phase at this age. They are who they are. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Janet. I'm glad you were able to join, and I hope you have a very restful sleep. Lori says, but me as a parent would be hard to listen to all the lies my child saying to the world. Yeah. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. Let's see. Where am I? Deborah says, I know Lady C likes the Markles. However, I find something shady about them. And it's so important to listen to your gut and approach things with caution. And, okay, you guys, I have something that I haven't talked about in a long time. But I'm going to tell you all. And maybe, maybe you guys will motivate me. Because my mom's been motivating me lately too. So when I first started this channel, I was talking about a book I wanted to write. And I actually had the idea for this book. Again, it was around the time I first started therapy, like 15 years ago. At the time, I didn't know that I was married to a narcissist. I just knew something was wrong in my gut. So I really wanted to write a book about the your second brain, which is your gut, and how the same neurotransmitters that are in your brain are in your gut, and also to develop techniques on how to listen to your gut more often. So I've been talking to my mom, and my mom's like, you know, take some time and write that book. Write that book. So I need to start writing that book. I actually have the Word document ready. Like, it's ready to go. I just need to start typing. But yeah. Okay, Lisa says most political people are narcissists because they have no empathy, feel no guilt, and never apologize. I wouldn't be surprised about that. And that's another profession, right? That you have to be charming, you have to be able to dodge questions and speak in word salad. That's another thing narcissists do really well, as do politicians, speak in word salad. And of course, like, what we're saying here is just a generalization. These are just certain qualities that are shared. In the narcissistic spectrum of things. Yeah, let's see. I'll have to do the voiceover for the book. Thanks, Hans. Do it, Kathy says. Are you ready to pre-order? I don't even have chapter 1 written yet. I do have an outline. So I have an outline for the book ready. I just need to start writing it. And I don't it'll be exciting. I need to do it. My mom, we talked about it 2 days ago, and then she called me yesterday and she was like, "Did you start writing the book yet?" And yesterday was when I got my first shipment of equipment for podcasting and all this YouTube stuff. So I was really excited to get everything like plugged in and ready. And they forgot to ship me part of my order. So that part came today. So, but I will start. That is on the list. I need to start writing it. Oh, thank you, Andrea. Carol says also A&L asked UK to limit the scope of Harry's case today. I hadn't heard that. I hadn't heard that. All right, everyone. Well, I want to thank you for being here. I need to go because my poor pup, this is her dinner time, and as soon as I say dinner, her ears flopped up. She's ready. She's ready to eat. But I want to thank you all so much for being here. Thanks for jumping on with me at the very last second. I appreciate all of you. I hope you all have a beautiful day. I'm going to try to do more of these, more random live streams. And yeah, have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful evening. And I'll talk to you all soon. Bye, everybody.